So, welcome to today's video. We have some new watercolors that Holbein released, the Chromashine and the Chroma Pearl watercolors. They are until now were only available as acrylics, so they are new to get as watercolors. I do, as you could see, own both, but I also own the original acrylic colors. I have them for many years, the original set, and they also released new colors last year because there were 6 Chromashine and 4 Chroma Pearl colors. That was the original set. You also can buy all colors individually, the acrylics and the watercolors, and the acrylics come also in this big bottles you can buy with, I think, 30 milliliters, and the watercolors you also can buy in 50 milliliter tubes. You can buy those all as sets or individual as a set. Yeah, they released new colors last year for the acrylics, so we have 8 Chromashine and 8 Chroma Pearl colors. We will swatch all of them, but I did split the set, so we only will do the Chromashine today, and the Chroma Pearl will be the next video. Just that it won't be super long. So I'm swatching. The swatching I did now for the video art is actually the first time I've used the watercolors. I just opened them because the sets come in plastic wrapping, so I just opened them, and I have never used them before, so it's a first for me. And the first thing I did realize here, because I'm using them straight out of the tube, definitely I will put them in a pan or a palette, let them dry. It's a lot easier that way to get to the concentration you want, because, to be honest, the feeling you have to use like most part of the tube, if you are using it straight out of the tube, it feels that way, because you really need a lot to get to an opaque swatch, or how I want to know it, call it. So the swatches here will be very diluted, but I do in the end put a smaller swatch over them, which is highly concentrated, where you can see how they look in mess tone. Just because they don't, these swatches otherwise wouldn't do them justice, because they are watered down, and as probably most of us, if you're using metallics, you want a nice opaque swatch or layer of the color on your artwork. So probably the traditional metallic colors are mostly not really used in a very diluted version. So that's just something, yeah, I wanted to mention. Not that you think, oh God, oh gosh, that looks absolutely terrible so far. I will not watch the video to the end, just that you know. Also, of course, we will be swatching on white and on black watercolor paper. I always tell this to you that colors look very different if you're using metallics and glitter colors of any kind. They will often look very different on black and on light paper or surfaces. So that's why I always swatch glitter and metallics on a dark and a light paper, or in most cases I just put some black edding or so marker over my white paper. That works fine, but I just reorganized my paper stash, and I found the little the little block of black paper, and I thought I never used it, so why not use it for a video like that. So yeah, the original colors from the acrylics were the Chromashine red, orange, yellow, green, blue and violet. And last year they added the pink and the azure to the mix. So the first one is red, we have swatched the pink, now we come to the orange. If you are doing a comparison between the acrylics and the watercolor versions, they are very, very similar, but I would say that the color shade is a little bit darker in the colors as it is in the acrylics as it is in the watercolors. They are the color shade is a little bit different. So especially, for example, the red looks more orange red in the watercolor and more darker red in the acrylics. Also the orange, for example, looks a little bit more orangey and in acrylics, and the watercolor version is a little bit more on the yellow side. I think that probably is just because watercolors are a transparent medium and acrylics is opaque medium, so if you're using the same pigments or the same colors, the result will definitely look different. So the a little bit hue difference is probably related to that. They don't have added a pigment number, but I think they have added the word mica somewhere. So most metallics and most glitter colors are made of mica. Mica is pigment number PW20. Most companies don't print PW20 on their pigment list. If they offer a pigment list anywhere, they just add mica to it because the number is not so well known as the word mica itself. So they mostly just write mica down, but it do has an official pigment number. Mica is made out of muscovite. Muscovite is a mineral that builds this natural whitish, white, brown, white, grayish crystals, and it is ground to powder, which then is called mica. Mica is used, like I said, in nearly all metallics or glitter colors, not only in art materials like acrylics and watercolors, but also in other colors like, for example, eyeshadows or nail polish or even lacquer for your car contains micas. There are also, it's a whole, there's a whole mica group because you not only can make it out of muscovite, but for example out of fuchsite. Fuchsite is basically just a greenish version of muscovite. It is when you ground it and put it in a watercolor. I do have a 100% fuchsite, and I do have the fuchsite genuine from Daniel Smith. The Daniel Smith version definitely contains a lot of other stuff and pigments, because the genuine version is just completely translucent with a barely hint of a green. So it's very, very delicate. Reminds me of even lighter version of Green Earth, and that is already a very light color. So yeah, very, very light in their color shade. So if you would mix it with any color, it would totally overpower that for sure. But yeah, that is basically what most metallics and glitters are made from. I say most because there are definitely other ways to do glitters. We have the chameleon and shimmer colors from Rembrandt, for example, that are made of glass particles. So there are other ways, but in nearly all cases it is mica. So that just as a side information. So we had in the first row the red, the pink, the orange and the yellow. This is the green, which is a very light, warm green shade. We don't have a dark green here. That's the only green. We have two different blues that will be, sorry, I'm a little bit tired for yawning. That will be the next colors we will be swatching. We have the blue, which was in the original set, the original colors, which is a light, warm blue. And we have the azure, which is a more dark, cooler blue, which reminds me from the color shade very much of an ultramarine blue kind of color. Yeah, so those colors I will be swatching next. So, quality-wise, or from not really from how the colors behave while working with it, but the quality of how do they look in the end. We do have standard basic metallics here with the Chromashine. The Chroma Pearl is a completely different number, and like I said, we'll be doing a separate video to that, but the Chromashine are basically completely standard metallic watercolors, or metallic colors if you're using the acrylics or what else. So there's not really something super special here with the Chromashines. We do have a very limited number of 8 colors. We do have the basic or standard metallic look with a nice shimmer, but they are not overly shiny, not super strong shiny. It's more like a muted shine. So if you would compare them, for example, for my favorite metallic brands like Coliro and Finetech, I would say those are definitely a lot shinier than the Chromashine. So if you are someone who loves their metallics like I do, more on the very strong shiny, then those Chromashine are probably not the one you want to buy. Sometimes I do like a more muted metallic color, depending on the artwork or the coloring page I'm doing. There are definitely times where I say I want to have a metallic color, but I want to have a little bit muted. I don't want it super overly shiny, and there in those cases this Chromashine colors will probably be used and very helpful. So if you are someone who wants to have very strongly shiny versions, but also not so strong shiny versions for occasions where a more muted metallic color is something you want to use, then this could still be something interesting. But I also must say that these sets aren't very cheap. The colors aren't very cheap. They are more on the expensive side. I've bought the sets on a cheaper price than the standard price here in Germany is over AliExpress, and I've bought them for 66 euros each set. So 66 euros for a set of 8 5 ml tubes is a very high price, and therefore I say for the same price amount you get definitely beautiful metallic sets from other brands as well, even with more metallic colors in it, with more milliliter of colors if you consider the milliliter amount of pens, for example. So that is definitely something to consider. And I must say, in the end, I was so overly excited that finally those are available as watercolors, because I absolutely love the Chroma Pearls and I'm totally obsessed with them for many years. And I just was so hyped up to see those are finally released as watercolors that I've bought the Chromashine as well. And in the end, if I do reflect how often I've used the Chromashine acrylics in the past, I must say, in the end, now, after a few days of owning them, I a little bit regret buying the Chromashine set because it's a lot of money, and I'm not overly obsessed with the colors because, like I said, I do own tons of metallics. I've gathered, collected the Coliro colors over many years, since 2009, I think, when the brand was created. So since the company existed, I collected their colors, and since then, now I'm since I think this year or end of last year, I think I really own every color they offer. I think I only missed one limited edition color. So I do own a lot of metallics. I do own a lot of Finetech and other brands as well. So I really wouldn't have needed this very pricey standard metallic colors. So the Chromashine is definitely a set or colors where I say I would not highly recommend buying them. I would rather recommend skipping those, just because they are very pricey and basic colors, and I would rather go for whatever at your place is more affordable to use as your standard colors, because we don't have colors here that are special in their own version. They don't have a duochrome or chameleon effect. They are just basic metallic and basic colors like red, green, blue, yellow, gold, pink, what else. So yeah, there's just nothing too special at it. Like I said, it's a little regret buy, but I already opened them now, so I can't send them back. But yeah, if you would ask me if I would recommend buying these colors or the set, I would probably say no. The only exception would be if you get them for a really, really good sales price, or if you say you are a Holbein fanboy and you must buy all the colors of the brand, or if you are really into metallics that are not strongly shiny and those are cheaper to buy than other brands, then yeah, that would something I would say consider buying this. But in the overly thinking of all the possibilities, opportunities, all the brands and all the metallics, standard metallics you can buy, I would say it's a no for me. I definitely won't rebuy them. I also won't rebuy the acrylics whenever they are empty, because like I said, I barely use those. The complete opposite is for the Chroma Pearl. Those I'm, like I said, totally obsessed with. I absolutely love them. They are very, very unique. And that's a definitely buy recommendation for me. But as, like I said, you can see them here on light. They are iridescent colors, so they are very, very invisible on light paper. But they are not very invisible on dark paper. And they also have something special you can't really see now in the swatches like that. So yeah, I will do a separate video for that, just so that it won't be super long. But like I said, nice colors, nothing special, the Chromashine. Bit overpriced in my opinion, and yeah, that's that. I would love to hear your opinion or experiences if you do have the watercolors or the acrylics. Would you consider buying it? If you don't have, please leave me a comment. And yeah, tell me maybe what your favorite brands of metallics and glittery paints are. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, a thumbs up or a follow is highly appreciated, because it really helps me and the channel so much. So thank you a lot for that. And I hope you have a wonderful day. See you soon. Bye bye.